What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you see a Patreon account. You click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try to recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the damn link, homie. Now, with that being said, we are here today. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to explain the ending of Malignant, and then also I'm going to go into a kind of like a spoilerish rant about the things that I didn't like about the movie. Now, the main things that I couldn't really talk about yesterday about the things I didn't like about the movie is because they had major spoilers in it, right? When I said I had questions that were answered somewhat, I want to kind of elaborate more on the idea on somewhat, right? But first, let's go ahead and explain the ending. For those of you that don't know, it turns out that she had a freaking twin that was attached to like the back of her body, and they shared the same brain. And this twin was, I guess, evil or some shit, and a horrible person. Had an evil black dark heart or some shit. Because this mofo was like willing to kill motherfuckers. So, long story short, the doctor or whatever that was treating her decided to cut the twin off, and hopefully rid her of this evil half, right? And so they still shared the same brain. So whatever the brain was that was left over got pushed into the back of her skull, and then the skull plate was put on the back, right? So what ended up happening is when she gets her ass beat by her dude at the beginning of the movie, and he bangs her head against the wall, I guess this wakes up Gabriel, and they still share the same body because he's a parasite, right? Parasitic twin or some shit. And he's able to control her body, right? Now, that's why when she's turn around, running backwards and shit. Now, I need to really rewatch this damn movie to see if this motherfucker's really running backwards. Because now, like, I need to make sure that they kept it consistent. Even if I just go back and watch like a specific scene or something, I just want to go back and see if they kept it consistent. But at the end of the movie, what ends up happening is Gabriel is able to place her in like a mental prison while he goes and does this thing, killing people and shit. So what ends up happening is she ends up flipping the script, which was hella predictable, by the way. She ends up flipping the script and then putting him in a mental prison and then being the dominant personality. I kind of saw that coming from a mile away. It's whatever. But now, that's just the idea right there. That's basically the ending explained. The ending is she basically places him in a mental prison because whatever he can do, she can do better, apparently, right? All that good shit. Girl power. So these are my gripes with the movie that I couldn't really discuss yesterday because it would be spoilers, right? So the shit that didn't make sense to me was this. How in the fuck did this damn parasitic twin learn how to run, walk, fight? Where did he get this fucking crackhead strength from? Where this fool learn his Mortal Kombat fighting skills from? Seriously, dude, this dude was all over the place. And I'm like, how did he learn this in a few days is what like threw me off. Like, I'm like, how did he learn this in a few days? And when you see the scene where I guess he captures the daughter or whatever and puts her in a basement and ties her up with tape, it looks like he's moving around with chains. So this makes me feel that possibly he was learning how to walk again. But at the same time, it's like you learned how to do all of this shit in a matter of like minutes, because think about it. This dude was stealthily moving around the house and killed Madison's boyfriend at the beginning of the movie after waking up. So it's like, that was, oh no, I'll get to that too. So he did all of it. He's freaking stealthily moving around the house, kills her boyfriend. And it's like, you just basically just woke up from like this slumber, and all of a sudden you've never walked before because you were a tumor on somebody's back. So you've never actually taken a step before. You've never learned how to walk. And all of a sudden, you're learning how to fucking move around the house like you're just like Catwoman or some shit. You're just stealthily moving around the house and disappearing and doing all this poltergeist specter shit. You know, like that didn't make any sense to me. You know, I mean, I get it. Of course, oh, it's a horror movie. But at the same time, it should make some sort of sense, right? And I'm glad that James Wan tried to explain what the fuck is going on, but at the same time, you failed, homie, because it still doesn't make no sense. I'm questioning your explanation, sir. Another thing that didn't make any sense to me was that they hint at the fact that this motherfucker is talking through a radio. This motherfucker has abilities to fuck with lights and electrical current and pacemakers and shit. And it was never explained how he was able to do this. Like, was this tumor like an X-Men? Like, what was this tumor capable of doing? Like, I don't understand how this tumor had power. How is this tumor able to make a phone call? Did anybody answer this? This tumor made a phone call. How? How did you're on the back of somebody? How did you make a phone call? How are you talking from the back of somebody's head? I don't get it. This shit was stupid, right? That was fucking dumb. How are you able to fight off millions of fucking people and it's like you're fucking running backwards? You never took a step in your life. You never fought anybody in your life. And then on top of that, it said that when the husband hit the back of her head, he woke up Gabriel. But I thought Gabriel was feasting on the fetuses in order to replenish itself, right? And then if you were replenishing yourself, where's the rest of you at? I mean, the only thing it looked like it did was somewhat replenish your face, I guess. It gave your brain a mouth. I mean, that's really all it did. So, like, just when you're thinking about this movie, like, in retrospect, you're just like, what the fuck did I just watch, you know? Like, it was, like I said, it was cool. Like, the reason I like the twist is because it wasn't as believable as I thought it was going to be. Like, me personally, the whole time I thought it was like, okay, this is some shit where, like, this tumor or this parasite or this cancer that this person is referring to, I thought it was a kid with, like, some sort of powers and it was going to end up being Madison. I always had a feeling that it was going to be Madison the whole time, but I just needed to find out how it was going to be her. You know what I mean? Or I thought, like, it was going to be, like, a kid or something. I didn't know who the hell it was. You know, like, I knew it was going to have some sort of, like, tie-in to her. I just didn't know how. I didn't think that she was going to be a fucking tumor on the back of somebody's head, though. But, yeah, so there's that. And then also another gripe that I have with this movie is, who the fuck decided to have fucking Jackie Brown in prison with this girl? And then you also had fucking what's this dude's name? The fucking Tiger King girl with a mullet and shit. I don't know who was the costume designer of this, but that shit was so stupid. You had a straight up disco queen from the fucking 60s in this bitch. And then you had a mullet wearing country mechanic looking woman looking like she has a I Love Betsy tattoo on her arm with a heart with a fucking arrow going through it. Where did you find these people at? Why did you turn around? Why did you think it was a good idea to put these people in these clothing attires? Is beyond me. But I digress. You know what I'm saying? So another thing too is how did this tumor get crackhead strength? I mean, that means if he was able to do it, that means I was this strong all along. This bitch almost threw her back out. I don't know if you caught that shit. She was almost had a hernia and shit, flipping over that damn bed. But again, like I said, it's fucking stupid. It's like you have these scenes where it's like you're trying to explain to me why something is taking place, but at the same time, it's like it don't make no sense. It's stupid when you really think about it in retrospect. There's no way in hell Madison should be that strong. There's no way in hell her tumor should be that strong. What was her tumor doing? Was her tumor lifting weights? Motherfucker was in chemo. Like, what was going on here? Like, I need answers. But honestly, dude, like I said, the movie it's a mediocre film. It slows down midway. I mean, but I understand why it slowed down because it's trying to set the mood and set the pacing and kind of fill in all the answers, you know. But at the same time, it's not like a great film. So, like I said, you guys saw my review. It's a meh. those are just some ideas or some things that I had. Let me know if you guys had any. Oh, that was stupid moments in this film. I want to know. Like seriously, are these? Are there? Give me some stupid moments. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, you are now exiting the cinema chop shop. I hope you guys are having a magnificent day. And adios, homie.